So today I want to help you guys understand something about the reason as to why businesses literally close. And it's going to sound as if it's so typical and so obvious, but when you really wrap your mind around this, anyway, let me just say, the reason why businesses close is solely because they make revenue that is lower than they should be making. Not because somebody quit, not because the owner quit, not because the CEO quit, not because the team quit, but because the revenue that we're making is way too low for us to perpetually grow. Now, it's important in business that we have more than we need. It's really important. If we make just enough for us to pay our bills, pay our team, pay operational expenses, pay the owner or the business owner, the CEO, and then just that's enough. We're living in what we call, and what I would like to introduce you to, what we have found is what we call flatlining. Flatlining is a period of where a business makes just enough. Just enough. Remember, in business, whenever we say we are making just enough, we're heading towards a cliff. I have to help you understand this. When you make just enough, you're literally living on a thread. It's a little small thread that, generally speaking, anything can just pull up from the side. It could be a pandemic, it could be the death of somebody that you love, God forbid. It could be the wreck of an economy by a leader who doesn't know how to build a civilization. And your business takes the bucket. It goes home. Living on a flatlining is a moment where we just never really have more than we're supposed to have. Now you may say, what does that mean? What does it mean to have more than we're supposed to have? I don't know. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because you are the one who owns your business right now. And you must look at your balance sheets and really be honest with yourself to say that if I were to just generally sit here and say that we have 3-4 months, can we expand our business way further? Can we actually grow our business in a way that we probably have that extra A player in our team? We onboard an A player, or we work on something that presents a new package, a new service, a way of presenting the same product but to a different audience in a way that resonates with them. Is that possible? If that's not possible, then you just might be flatlining. But why is it important for us to not live on a flatlining type of bank balance? Because I get the question, why is it that your business, you call it Customer Acquisition System Installer? Because I have found that a lot of businesses in Botswana put a lot of time, energy, and effort and money into the thought of marketing. And what I found is that that's actually a good initiative. Believe it or not, it actually is. However, if we market our product or service to our ideal clients, but we don't know how to get them to buy, to commit with us into trusting us to fulfill this transformation to their lives, then our marketing just takes a lot of money out of us. It's just an expense. So this is why Customer Acquisition System Installer exists, to say that let us make your marketing worth the investment. We must have a way where we get the people that have signaled interest in what our product offers to the point where they are now accessing the transformation that only we can give them, only you can give them. So why is it important, circling back, why is it important for us to make more than we need? It's important because, well, one, innovation. Now, I'm not a politician. I will never use the word innovation just to get you to agree with me. Innovation in a business looks quite different from how politicians use the word innovation. Politicians use the word innovation to mention things that they probably don't even know how to make, and they probably don't even have the team to make that, or the financial understanding to get that innovation into existence. You understand? So, but in business, I found that it doesn't matter if you're doing systems, you sell SaaSes, you sell product, you sell anything that it is that you sell. At some point, innovation doesn't only look like making another product. Innovation sometimes looks like probably we found a spot where a different ideal client exists at. That means we're going to have to expand our locations. Innovation may look like we have found a different audience, probably on the same caliber as the one that we're selling to. However, they're in a different kind of understanding. How can we present our product, package it, or price it, or even add something a little bit more to our product or package or service in a way that that ideal client actually says, I want that. You understand? And that requires money. That requires your ability to say, oh, we didn't just make an extra 500 this month, we made an extra 500,000 this month, which means I can expand the way I present my product. I can expand the way I reach my product. I can expand the way I present my product to my right audience. That is why making more money, making more than we need in the business is necessary. We must at all points. Flatlining speaks to your bank balance. It doesn't speak to your brand. It doesn't speak to your network. It speaks to the money that your business makes every day or maybe every month. So a business does not die because somebody left or because somebody stole. It dies because we are not making more than we need. We should always make more than we need. That is to say, this is why I've built this business, Khastoma Acquisition System Installer. If we market and yet we cannot find a way to get the people that have said, oh, I actually like that advert, or I like that product that I saw, or I like that whatever it is that you offer, that service. The question is, how do we get them to say, okay, I like it, now give it to me? That's why, and that is the question that Customer Acquisition System Installer answers. It's a circle back. It's a full circle. However, you must allow yourself to get to the point where you understand that making money isn't only about surviving. It is always about being able to tackle whatever that just might be a strong blow to your business. I'm Smapuso A.T.L. This is Customer Acquisition System Installer content, and thank you for allowing me to help you.